Hoping for a ped seed.
Always the ped seed. It's always the ped seed everyone wants. So let's see what we have in the... Oh, look at that. Bombo's in the first chest in Link's house.
Always a good start. Kind of
Very
like,
good
hey,
start.
you should go to Ice Palace. Like right now. But I need other things. No. Right now.
Well, technically they can't because they would have to fake Flipper into there, and it would probably be very difficult to complete it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you'd need, hammer, technically the hook shot, bombs, and of course Titan's mitts. Oh wait, no, that's right, this is inverted. Never mind.
So we already had a trip to Stumpy, and it looks like Stumpy just had 20 bucks today. There's only really 2 chests in the lower area you can get to unless you're lucky to get some bombs, in which case you could add Hype Cave to the lower area. But other than that, Stumpy and Link's house are the 2 chests down that lower segment. You're stuck at that point heading up to check things like going to the money game, like the archery game here if you want to. If you have 20 rupees, you can make some money and go dig. Or you can just head north, go up to a place like Skull Woods, collect some bombs, arrows, and items from there, and get some inventory items.
That's always my first go. I don't even bother with money, I just try and find that bomb.
And Frostbite is going to have another shot at the game here. Alasun is doing the exact same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the runners in the race today are doing exactly this. Oh, last shot missed for Frostbite there, so he's going to probably give it another go. Yep, keep playing.
Mm-hmm. Build up that moolah.
Alasun does hit the 64. He's good for the first round. And he's going to play it again. And this time Frostbite does collect his 64 on the last hit, so he's good to go. He's about to go digging.
Yep, gives him enough for the digging game, the chest game, and
Alasun. Well, I think he has to make his way around a different way for the chess game from the Dark Sanctuary. So right now, just the digging game.
Oh.
Allison is also about to dig it.
See what we get.
Now, being in inverted Keysanity, we can also note that the keys, and as you can see, the compasses and maps are all shuffled around as well. They're not just locked to their dungeons. They are everywhere in the world. So, needless to say, we're going to find those compasses and maps in places we may not want to see them. Which means that the items we want are more likely to be in the dungeons that we are visiting today. So that's one of the little quirks about this mode, figuring out where all the keys are and thus being able to route in dungeons based on the keys you find.
Looks like Alasun is just taking a bit more time to dig for some more coin.
I think he was digging for magic too. He was finding magic in the ground, and that was he almost filled his magic meter off of that.
Not bad, not bad.
And Frostbite is off to the aforementioned Skull Woods area. If I said Lost Woods, by the way, I did mean Skull Woods.
That's alright, at least it's not mistaken as Off Woods.
Now that death you just saw on Frostbite was intended. He is death warping so the bombs and pod items regenerate, so he can get those again. If you... that's the reason he's taking that death. So he's going to die, he's going to get some more bombs, and he's going to do it until he's happy with his inventory.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're about to get our first look into the hype game. Let's see if it's actually going to be hype.
It looks like he is happy with his inventory, so he's going to do that.
Got a sword. That's a good play to start. And
oh, a lantern. Piece of heart.
Yeah.
$5. $20. Tuna, rate that hype cave.
5 out of 7.
I personally like the lamp only because it helps with logic. Even if you're good enough to not need it, it does help with logic. I'll give that hype cave. You know what? And a sword. I'll give it an 8.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can poke things, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the money lowered it a little bit. Not a lot of money there.
It's one of those situations where you'd much rather prefer to see bombs.
So, a couple notes on the inverted mode here. If you were to get into the cave, now we just saw Bumper Ledge, I didn't quite catch what it was, but if you were to get into that cave that's blocked by the rock, that is where the Death Mountain cave is. So you're going to actually get the old man there and take him to the mountain through that, instead of doing it in the light world once you get there.
Yep, and Alasun going for a map check, but quickly realizing this is Keysanity. unless you pick up a map, you are not going to see any dungeons. They're all going to be a mystery until you pick up that map or beat the boss.
It goes further than that too. The music is randomized, so you have no way of even though you hear the music here in Skull Woods, you have no way of knowing this is a pendant or a crystal. And there is the big key for Alison. So if he wants the big chest, he can open it.
Oh no, that was the one for Palace of Darkness.
Oh, that was a Palace of Darkness. Sorry, I misread. I see. Here I'm talking about Keysanity. I completely forgot that was not the big key from here.
Yeah, it's alright. I figure it's gonna be crazy just trying to figure out where things are as the tracker.
Now that key is always going to be a key from this dungeon because you can soft lock yourself in that room otherwise. So that's always going to be a big key from that, or a small key for that dungeon in that chest that Alison just opened.
Yep. And it looks like Frostbite has finally gotten a map, and it's the one to Skull Woods, so if he wanted, he could actually check the map to see if Skull Woods is a pendant or a crystal.
And we've had a compass in the brewery. They make circles there now.
Not quite as tasty as the alternatives, of course.
No. Not that I know, I don't drink it.
Circles or the other?
Yes. And there's a jar of green goo, which I believe Frostbite already found.
Mm-hmm. Nothing but some love in the chess game.
So it looks like Frostbite's going to make a dip of Thieves Town here. So this is actually a really good play. There are 4 chests in here. Again, with the items potentially being more likely to be in dungeon chests than they are in the regular game. Even in the regular game, there's 4 items in here that could be unique items. But there's a better chance that you're going to find some unique items here in the front. And if by some chance you do find the big key for Thieves Town in here, you can go further if you want. That hammer is definitely going to be useful.
I'll say. Much better to do tempered sword damage than, fighter sword damage.
I'll soon find some sticks. I don't think he's happy with that find right now.
Not until they find the bow, at least.
And that's the Eastern Palace big key in Thieves Town.
Normally that would be a good find if this were standard mode, but in inverted, that's kind of a hard place to get to unless you've already got all the items to get over there.
And apparently the Kiwi Watermelon Gatorade is the feature special today because we just found a second bottle of it.
Gatorade.
So Frostbite is immediately going to put that hammer to good use. Heading up to, it looks like the pyramid area. That's a free item on the pyramid. So no reason not to get that. Also now also has the Skullwoods map if he wants to get some information. So the pyramid, well, I'd like to guess what's on the pyramid. What do you think's on the pyramid?
I'm gonna say cash.
You said what? Sorry?
Oh, I was gonna say cash, but apparently I'm totally wrong.
You are totally wrong. That is a power glove. Unless that is a new form of currency I'm not familiar with. Lifting power, I guess, is a currency.
I mean, hey, it could be.
Yes, it could be. Hey, I can lift. Hey.
Hey, lifting is a very valid source.
It is. It's a very valuable ability. Allison getting his piece of heart from the chest game, which I believe is a vanilla piece of heart.
Yeah, it does look like Frostbite is going to be heading over to Catfish here shortly. Hopefully.
And there's $20 for Ellison, and he's going to get the Eastern Palace big key and the hammer while he's down here as well. So yeah, it's very rare to see a very early Catfish play in regular modes, but this is inverted. We have access to this very early with the Power Glove. So get out of the way. You don't have to come back up here again.
Exactly.
Now, the exception would be if you are able to get to the light world early and you find the mirror, then you want to get here and get Catfish while you check Zora, I would say. But if you're not finding a lot of progress, get it out of the way, get it done.
Exactly. Not going to be one of those things to try and push to the end of the game. Fortunately, it's just a little bit of blueberries, so it looks like Catfish was getting ready to bake some pies.
It looks like it.
Well, at least now we have some Death Mountain access. Both the lamp and the glove, it is logical to get up there.
Yep, the lamp does put that completely in logic. Now, normally there are two ways you can get up to Death Mountain. The lamp is the intended way, as long as with the power glove, which is what we're going to be doing. But if you are lucky to come into the flute early, sometimes you can find the lamp up on Death Mountain itself or in Turtle Rock as a result, because the flute could, in the randomizer, can be the intended way to get to Death Mountain. In this seed, it doesn't really serve a real in this mode, I should say, not necessarily in the seed, but in this mode, it otherwise doesn't serve any kind of benefit other than flight, because you can get to Misery Mire by mirroring from desert. So yeah, you don't have to worry about flying around to Misery Mire today.
Yep. Unfortunately, the reverse can be said for the book. Not really useful unless it's absolutely needed in the standard mode. In inverted, it is 100% needed if you need to get to Desert Palace. You cannot get into there any other way.
Now, of course, for the tablets as well, but we won't worry about the tablets.
No one worries about the tablets.
No, tablets never have anything, do they? Until they do.
Yeah, until they're needed. They just sit there quietly wanting.
I can say that jokingly, having seen both tablets have something in some races.
Oh, yes. I've been prey to that myself, honestly. Of course, the seed gods have to play with you. Oh my gosh.
I think the old man's hungry. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he is.
And he gets a hook shot for avoiding the old man's evil clutches.
I mean, that's about as close to a fishing rod as you can get in this game, so...
Pretty much, he stole the old man. Stole the old man's fishing rod.
Oh, goodness.
People are calling that a Magikarp. I think it's more of a... what's it called? Basculin? A Redfin Basculin, number 550.
Yeah. I'm old school Pokemon, so I'm just going to go say it's a salmon.
Alisoon is not going to grace those blueberries with a pickup. Very close, though.
Ooh, piece of heart. Let's see what we get for our hint here.
Notice that Alisoon went to Dark Sanctuary, by the way. I'll explain that in a second. The Swamp Palace Big Key is in Thieves Town.
Ooh.
Didn't we just see that?
Yeah, no, we got the Eastern Palace Big Key, so that means it's going to be in
Two
the backside.
big keys. It's deep in Thieves Town. Interesting. That's not an important big key, because the Swamp Palace Big Key only locks a chest. As long as there's nothing important in the chest, we don't need it. So I'm not worried about that one so much. But if that item is in a chest, that's a big key they're probably going to pick up just for secured later before they go to Swamp Palace.
Exactly.
Now, back to what I was going to say. Here we are back in Dark Sanctuary for Alisoon. The character you see there, I don't know what that octopus is or whatever it is, the squid, but it does the same function as the priest and Zelda do in the regular Sanctuary. It refills your health if you talk to it. Unfortunately, it costs you 20 rupees to do so every time.
Yeah, you gotta help rebuild the church. Gotta donate.
You must make a donation to the parish. Or whatever you want to call it. We won't get into religion here.
Oh, and chat pointing out that is actually a character from Shovel Knight. Took me a moment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I believe that's the Plague Knight, I want to say.
I did not know that was a character from Shovel Knight. Maybe I thought this game came before Shovel Knight. I'm sure it did. So I wonder if the character just got reused in Shovel Knight.
Oh, and that was actually a big key that we just saw, I think, to Desert Palace, I want to say.
We're at Aghanim's Tower?
Yeah, first just in Aghanim's Tower.
I completely missed it. I'm going to go with what our tracker said, and tracker says yes, it's Desert Palace, so we're going to go with that. Nice hook
Yep.
shot strats from Frostbite, avoiding both the Lionel beams by poking that hook shot out. There is whenever you put that hook shot out, it treats you as being invincible because the game is concentrating on what the hook shot is doing. It's well programmed. So, needless to say, if you are holding a hook shot out, all of a sudden you are not able to be hit by anything as Frostbite gets the Moon Pearl. And the bow.
Oof.
And just some blueberries.
hype, and oh.
And with that, you can say goodbye to everyone's friendly neighborhood basculin.
Yep. No more little fishy. Dang it, now I'm starting to think about Shovel Knight and how much I want to play it right now. Ooh,
I guess, I take it you can dig it.
Oh, yes. Oh, terrible puns aside, it is a fantastic game.
Anyway, I think you were going to go ooh, and I interrupted you. That was the Pegasus Boots in Super Bunny Cave.
Yay, now everybody's going fast.
Yep, the speed run can officially begin.
Ooh, let's see where Frostbite's going to head here.
Allison is going to get a hint meanwhile, and this is the one we just saw about the Swamp Palace Big Key.
Oh, looks like Frost is ignoring the dam for now, and Moldorm heading straight for Eastern?
Yeah, going straight for Eastern. I am actually, it is logically clearable. Why not get out of the way while you're there? You can't mirror over to Palace of Darkness, but you're not going to be able to do Palace... Actually, he could do Palace of Darkness, too. He has the hammer.
Yep.
But he doesn't have enough keys. So, Eastern Palace is a logical play at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. In Pod, he'd have access to 1, 2, 3...
my count is 3 chests before the big
4,
key room, then
5.
the big key room itself. So 6 items.
Yep. Not bad at all. And it's assuming he doesn't find any small keys whatsoever, and there are plenty in Pod to begin with. I mean,
Would it be a bit of an irony if he finds some pod small keys like in this first chest?
Oh yeah. Allison dancing with those lions.
And that was a red boomerang, so the leggy version of the boomerang, that would get you a stun prize. We don't know what the stun prize is yet, but if anyone stuns an enemy with the boomerang later and hits it to see what the prize is, we'll try to report that.
Oh, it's always fun when the stun prize is just a little tiny heart.
I like magic myself.
I prefer bombs. Or rupees.
Bombs. There's a cape.
Hey, cape is good. They can actually get through Bumper Ledge now once they get over to the light world. So, book access. Bam.
And the boots make this Eastern Palace so much faster.
Oh, so much better. That's like one of the few dungeons that just has straightaways that you don't actually need to bonk into every 5 seconds.
And Allison getting his goodies, the Moon Pearl and the bow from here.
Oh, some nasty hookshot moves on Frostbite side, too. And a map. Yeah,
well,
definitely wants you to go to Pod.
That's convenient.
Now, that's one thing I always need to think about. Ooh, wait. Unique item in Super Bunny. I already know about it. Thank you, hint.
Thanks, game!
Nah, the thought there was, in Inverted, they always want to go ahead and try to get you the map and the compass along with the big key to kind of say, hey, you can complete this dungeon fully. I think that's what the logic says, at least.
I know it used to that. People have been telling me lately, and I don't know if this is true, but people have been telling me lately that's no longer the case. I know it used to be like that, though. If you saw all 3, then logically the dungeon should be able to be clearable somehow. It tells you find a way to get in there, but I don't think it does that anymore.
Ooh.
Sounds like you're in a bit of a storm there.
Oh, yes. That's the fun of being in Northeast Oklahoma. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Now, with Compass in Keysanity, all that does is tell you how many treasure chests are actually left in the dungeon. Since, of course, items can be randomized. Like, every chest can be randomized. It's just saying, hey, you've got this many left.
Oh, Frostbite liked that hint so much he checked it again.
It's a hint so nice, you had to check it twice.
Yep. So here's our CAC check. I saw Lucen went to the Lost Woods, but I didn't catch what the item was that he saw there. So we'll get another look on Frostbite's side eventually. Let's see what we have in the well here. We have a piece of heart in the top chest. There's some bombs. There's a key for Turtle Rock. And a piece of heart.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything too interesting because I don't see any differences between the trackers. So it could just be some cash, some bombs, or some arrows. But we'll get to that later.
Meanwhile, Frostbite is one room away from the first boss fight of the game.
Not bad. First pendant / crystal at 20 minutes in.
That's pretty good for inverted.
I was gonna say, yeah. Woohoo! And mitts and a master sword.
Wow! Well, that's a pretty good Blind's hideout.
I'll say. About as Hype Cave. Just more money over on Eastern.
Maybe hyper than Hype Cave.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it did have a sword. As well as mitts. Chad pointing out that Blind's house is indeed loaded. I mean, he's a thief. Of course he's going to steal good stuff.
Of course. What do you expect? It's Blind. Now, of course, the fun part about that is he's blind, so he doesn't know what he's stealing.
Green pendant and Misery Mire. Ooh, that's a fun one. And I was correct. It looks like it was just a big 20 with Alice in there in the Lost Woods and a piece of heart.
Very nice. I missed what that key... Okay, we just found...
Desert Palace small key and a Misery Mire small key, I believe.
Nice.
So hey, there you go. You can complete both Desert Palace and Misery Mire as far as small keys go.
Very nice.
And yes, I know there are more keys in there, but really talented runners can go ahead and finish Misery Mire with just one key.
Yeah, just don't open the wrong door.
No.
Yeah, that is information for Thieves' Town. We're going to get the escape check.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Frost had to just kind of say hello to his friendly tree there before falling down. And
you gotta pay respect to the nature.
Especially since they're stealing arrows. I mean, geez. That wood had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, and there's Ice Palace small key, which will probably be the only one they need. So Frostbite is now going to give you the escape sequence. There are no keys required for this part of the escape sequence. There is one required to get past the sewers. We'll worry about that later. But that's not going to matter because Alisoon is in the back of the sewers now. So $50. Map for Turtle Rock. And $20. And we just saw bombs in the chest that Frostbite just opened. And I have a feeling we're going to get to see King's 2 very shortly. I mean, I don't see why Alisoon would be coming out of here the normal way if he wasn't. Normally in vanilla, in standard mode, you can actually save and quit and come right back here quickly. But in this mode, you have to work your way out. So I think he's doing the checks up here. Yep, as I forecast. I missed that second chest on Frostbite's side, so hopefully chat caught that. We just found some powder in the King's Tomb. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Let me rephrase that. Was that the King's Ashes he just stole? It looks like we found the flute in the escape as well. I seem to have lost my co-commentator here. It looks like the storm in Oklahoma might have claimed a victim for a moment there, so hopefully he'll get back to us here. In the meantime, I'll go solo with you what we can here. So Hasserl giving information that Misery Meyer has the green pendant, so that is something we can tick off here. Looks like Frostbite may have already gotten that information. Alisoon had not, apparently. So there's that key to Desert Palace and the one to Misery Meyer that Frostbite already found. Frostbite is going to give us our Dark Crossroads item, and look at that, Turtle Rock Big Key. And Alisoon bonks into the armor. That'll be one on the bonk meter. And Frostbite taking what would most likely have been an intentional game over there. I don't see why that wouldn't have been. And then getting bullied by the guards outside the palace. So Alisoon is going to walk into Eastern Palace and do what Frostbite has already done here. And Frostbite is on his way. Let's see where he's going. He's wandering around the area near Link's house normal location. Now he's in the sanctuary. So that was not Link's house normal location. I can't look at the map properly, apparently. Okay, and it looks like my stream might have lagged for a moment there, so if I missed anything, please fill me in. That's Alisoon just gained the cape there. Looks like I did miss what was on Graveyard Ledge, so I'll need a little help with that. Apparently Graveyard Ledge was a map. We don't know which map, so we should get a map check later probably to knock out the pendants and crystals, and we'll figure that out. Thank you, chat, for filling that in. So Alisoon is getting the information about Super Buddy Cave, and, you know, I think he, I don't remember if, I think Alisoon did check Super Buddy Cave, so he also knew that information then. Frostbite, by the way, just opened the Sanctuary chest, and there was the piece of heart. So I think he might have missed that earlier, and he realized he missed that. Luckily for him, it didn't cost him anything there, as Alisoon is getting his key out of the pot. And he didn't leave those skeletons alone, because, you know, you can't kill everything. Oh, he hadn't done Back of Escape yet. My mistake. It was Alisoon that did Back of Escape. Oh, we just gotta look at the Lumberjack item. I'm gonna get it on the replay because I missed it. Looks like it was... Was that half magic? I think that was half magic on the Lumberjack ledge today. And Frostbite is checking the Lost Woods right now. There's a piece of heart he sees in the bottom of the drop-down. And I'm going to ignore the thief on the way out. That thief talks for a long time. You don't want to run into him. Spin Slots usually takes those squids out very nicely. Alisoon just doing it the conventional way. And has to wait for the Igor to wake up to fire another arrow. There it is.
And I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm gonna guess power went out.
Yeah, Mother Nature was testing my breakers. Thankfully for me, they're up to code.
I guess they still work. That's good news.
Oh yeah.
So Alisoon is taking out the Boss of Eastern Palace right now. I don't think we missed too much there. I think we saw a new map in Graveyard Ledge, but not too much besides that.
Ah, cool. I was gonna say, it looks like our runners just kind of switched places there.
Yep, they have swapped around now.
Did we get a map check for anything?
I have not seen any. And at half an hour in, this is a good time to remind everyone to follow the runners. Alisoon and Frostbite 3030 are two of the runners who are in this race today. We have, taking a quick scan of IRC here, I'm going to do a quick count. We have 20 people in this race today. So it looks like. So this is a good group of people in this race today doing it in very Keysanity, trying their skills with this. So these are just two of our runners. Make sure to follow these two runners. And of course, anyone else you might know is taking part in this as well, as I'm sure they all would appreciate the support and the thanks for being part of this race and showing off their skills at this game today. And I am Cyclone, joined by Mr. Scruff Ninja Tune, and we're calling the action for these two runners here today.
Yeah.
And of course, our trackers, Wall Kicks and Mage 1, I think is how you say that, who are our trackers. So I have a question in chat. Will Frostbite do Mini Moldorm soon? Mini Moldorm Cave would be a logical thing to do at this point. I'm surprised neither of our runners has done the South Shore yet, to be honest, because the South Shore is something that you'd usually check right away in the main modes, and you definitely have the bombs and everything to get down there and do that. So I would imagine it has to be on the radar soon, as Frostbite takes his own. That was one new item right as you vanished. Alisoon already picked up the what I called the King's Ashes.
Eh. What I call them isn't PG rated, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and logically speaking, it would be pretty sound to go down to check South Shore since there's a lot of stuff, but, you know, in a race, you gotta go with it, man. You gotta do the crazy things.
Well, sometimes you can have some items from the dark world, like that mushroom that Frostbite just turned in. I didn't see where that was. Having items like that can change your routing a little bit, because you now have your routing in areas that you normally wouldn't do on your initial route. Mushroom was apparently on the bottle vendor. Thank you, chat, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we might be having a little bit of a delay here again, so hopefully we didn't miss anything here.
The stream must be connected to my server. Oh, look, our first key to pod. Nice.
Was that in the chest in Escape?
Yep, that was in.
Okay, I had missed that one earlier, so that one I didn't remember.
That's not bad. That would give them access to 3 more chests there if none of them want to do the hammer yump. Ooh, blue tunic on the ledge there, so if anyone wants to look fancy. Oh, and the flute.
And we found some mail, too. So I want to also send a quick shout-out to Crash1992, who just gave his second month of subscribing to Speed Gaming with, or at least to Speed Gaming 5 anyway. Maybe he's also resubscribes to the other channels, I don't know that, but thank you for the sub there. That's definitely appreciated. Speed Gaming appreciates that.
Worth a clapper. And it looked like Zora was giving out keys as well, another to pod. Now that's the fun thing there. If you know how to do it, you can actually clear, well, skipping one chest at the very least, you can clear pod with just 2 keys. No, I guess you would be skipping 3 chests. Yeah. 4 maybe? No, just 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I gotta think, you do the hammer yump, you can get the big chest and the 2 in the dark maze. You get the 1 prior to the dark room and the 2 in the dark room. So you'd miss out on Hellish Hallway and the vanilla big key.
Now, I didn't see where Frostbite left his portal, but he is aware that he cannot mirror from here, right?
Well, if he isn't yet, he will shortly.
I saw him go to pick up the blacksmith the vanilla way, and by the way, there's actually a way you can get the blacksmith without the Titan's mitts. Just stand in the correct spot, you stand right on top of the blacksmith, you can pick him up and mirror back to the other world again. Only in this mode. There's our map check. We have a pendant in Turtle Rock. Red Crystal was down in Palace of Darkness. Other pendants were Thieves Town and Ice Palace. Not Ice Palace, Misery Mire, not Ice Palace. That was the green pendant in Misery Mire. So we found all 3 pendants in the Dark World.
Noise. And that's not bad. Misery Mire and Turtle Rock pendants. Oh, this is a blessed seed.
That is a good thing. If you don't have to get an item out of there, you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, for inverted, Turtle Rock is a bit better just because you can get in there pretty easily, just with the mirror.
Correct.
But sadly, they don't got the mirror, so it's a blessing in disguise.
Now, Frostbite is in the chicken hut. Fun fact, there's a chicken under that pot at the top if you're willing to free it. Many runners are trying to go fast and will not.
Hashtag free the chicken.
Yeah. It should be required in some races, you know?
To honor that chicken, next time I race, I will open that pot.
And the tavern's map of Gan's Tower, probably one of the more useless maps.
Yeah, I'll say.
I mean, at least they'll know where to go to find Aghanim. Now they just need the compass to know where he is. By the way, for those wondering, yes, because the worlds are inverted, we do have the Aghanim's Tower and Gan's Tower also swapped around. So Gan's Tower is where Aghanim's Tower used to be, and Aghanim's Tower is where Gan's Tower used to be. You'll find the stairs are down for on what is normally Gan's Tower. You just walk right in. Aghanim's Tower, you can't slash it with the beam. You have to come back with the crystals and let it vaporize itself that way.
Ooh, got tempered. Good find for Frostbite there.
Ooh, Tempered Sword, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was Magic Bat?
Yep.
That was.
Hopefully,
I curse
Allison
you by lowering the power of your slice. That's why it doesn't work.
gets.
So now they have what I like to call the Bacon Blade. That's logically what is required to beat Ganon, and that's also why I call it the Bacon Blade.
Mm. I remember when it used to be called the Cheeto.
The what?
It used to be called the Cheeto, you know, because it's orange.
I might have heard that once. I don't think that was a really common one.
Oh, now I'm sad, because it's like everything I heard on Speed Gaming.
Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe it was before my time.
I have to tease Wolfman, because I think that's what he refers to it now.
So notice that Frostbite is walking into Cave 45. You may notice he didn't have to mirror to it, because normally if the hilltop area were here, you could not mirror to it. So it's been flattened, and a lovely VT is in the grass there to remind you that, hey, this is something that the developers have done.
Oh, Frostbite killing more poor Mr. Krabs when he's trying to give him his wallet. Finally doing South Shore, though. About dang time. Oh, coming up with the hook shot, and he gets it.
That
that
was
trick.
a shield in the damn chest.
Like what chat's playing in there. We should start calling it the carrot. Ganon's
Meanwhile,
afraid of it because it's healthy.
Meanwhile, music.
Yep, everyone salute.
And with that, Sweaty Deck Airlines is now open for business in all locations except the Light World, because, you know, this is in bird mode. Runners can now call 555 Duck to transport anywhere around the Dark World they want to go. No, it does not work in Oklahoma and or anywhere that is not the Dark World.
Dang it. Looks like I'm gonna have to wait for that tornado to get to Oz.
Library has bombs. There is a key on the thief. Misery Mire. Key, by the way, that was the Eastern Palace item of some sort. Map. And not much else of note.
Just a very, very healthy boy. But hey, now we can
Healthy
know
is
what
good.
crystal is in Eastern Palace.
And there's only 3 of those things in this part of the world, so it might be good idea to check that now because we could have a red crystal over there.
Nobody tell him that we've already completed Eastern.
Oh, I see it. I got that as I was saying, like, nope, he's already done it.
Now for the nice cave. Let's see if it will be. Ooh, Swagnet. Best weapon in the game.
So that means Aghanim is now required, right?
Yep. He's got to do Aghanim, otherwise it's not a legit race.
Well, we won't go that far because that's probably not the best verbiage on that, but we'll move on with that. And oh, that was a nice water walk by Frostbite. I didn't see him set that up, but that was nice.
That was pretty cool.
Gonna get the auto check out of the way. I didn't catch him. Gonna look on the replay. The replay shows a key, so that might be worth checking out later.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what the wonderful hobo's got for us.
Nothing wonderful.
Well, I mean, he is a hobo. He's not gonna have much.
Yeah.
Poor dude. I think we should go back and give him a sandwich or something.
Yeah, I'm going to mandate that. We have to give him something for that. He clearly is on hard times.
Yeah, looks
And
like
Frostbite is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was reading your mind. We're heading up to Waterfall.
Yeah, and notice he missed the portal and then quickly swam out of the way because he knows, and I'll explain now, that if he were to get hit while he's swimming like this with no flippers, normally the game would soft lock. Because of that soft lock, the programmers, the developers, I should say, of this random have decided that if you get hit with a fireball when you're fake flippering, you get punished with death.
Dun dun dun!
You get killed. Good day, sir.
Oh, looks like Frostbite is not having any of that golden bee action and just decides to get another.
I like it.
Oh, looks like the
Can we get a
fairy
replay of that? Do it again.
I really like it if someone clipped that. Fairy Queen having none of that.
You give me a bee, you get it back.
Ooh, and the one Ganon Tower small key that he needs to actually climb up there.
Well, I probably would have found a different one, so I would have probably found another one.
Mm-hmm. It's alright, it's always good to at least have one.
Now, I also may make a trip to to King Zora when he goes up to the waterfall now, because he has enough money to pay off the king.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Frostbite didn't have it. He was just a little bit short.
Also, being very careful with the oh, he did it wrong. He went to the right.
Yep.
Oh, but looks like he might have gotten away with it. I have seen that if you do it to the right, it will sometimes soft lock you. Also, in my opinion, was lucky not to have that happen. You typically want to push down to avoid soft locking there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, I have never experienced that myself.
I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's not fun to see. Unless you're watching a race. That is kind of fun.
That's right, and Chad is pointing out, thank you. Frostbite has already gone to Zora. It was just a pod small key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing big. Just a small key.
Exactly. It's not a big key, it's a small key.
Ba-da-dum. Ooh,
and will Allison... Nope, Allison is not going to give us the B moment.
Nah. They're out of there.
But also we'll go to the fish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the mail that chat saw earlier.
See if we're gonna have anyone get the blue mail.
I don't think Allison will be able to get down there like this right now, so I don't think he can get it.
I do always forget what the requirements are for that.
Frostbite trying to call the duck, and it did not respond. I think he forgot that it's a Dark World only thing here. So he takes the purple chest to his house.
I hope he realizes he's in Dark World again.
He's like, this is not working.
It's like, whoopsie.
So I'll use this portal. That should take care of it. Thankfully, the chest hops off cliffs with him.
Oh, and that was the bacon coin, aka Quake, on Misery Mire.
Oh, nice. Alstoon's serenading us.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go check if Agina before we do anything with the purple chest today.
Oh yes, he's entering the fart cave.
Now, if the book was here, that would be absolutely convenient because there is a tablet right up there that you can check with it.
Unfortunately, we know where the book is, so it's not going to be in that chest.
Oh, I missed it. Where was the book again?
It was on Bumper Cave.
Oh.
Or Bumper Ledge. Right there.
Oh, there it is. Well, I guess that won't be likely to be picked up unless something's behind it. Well, Alston is going to go get it.
Not yet.
Oh, no, this
I'm
is
gonna
Old
need the
Man
mirror.
Cave. Never mind. This is Old Man Cave. That's right.
I think Allison is just remembering that.
Yeah, that's what Alston wanted to do, but then forgot.
Oh, the joys of inverted. Yep, that is correct, chat. You need that mirror to get into Bumper Cave. Ooh,
That is-
rod.
So now we know what Gary had for lunch. He was going to crack open a cold one.
Nice.
Yes, I will use that whenever I can.
I guess he's the one that put that little thing there in the brewery, the compass.
Maybe.
So the last cold one.
So we now know that Alstoon is going to need that chest opened.
Assuming they need to kill Trinex, of course.
And we see now why Alstoon was so interested in getting that book, because he's here in the desert now.
Let's see, that was a small heart piece on the ledge.
It was.
Doubt anyone's really going to go for it, especially now that we've got so much life to begin with.
I wouldn't call 8 so much, but it is at least a decent amount, as Alstoon gets his very chilly walk rod.
Go ahead and play the old man and just go with, back in my day, I used to fight Ganon with 3 hearts.
Back in my day, this was what I used when I didn't have a sword.
Just throw an ice rod at him.
I was making a reference to another term, but we won't go there. Anyway, moving along. Frostbite is on his way to Turtle Rock. Now, we are going to see the medallion, but it's worth noting that while bombos can be used to access the front door in this case, you don't necessarily have to, because there is a back way you can get in. I think Frostbite is trying to use that method right now to get to Laser Bridge. He's going to check the Lonely Island first, and guess what? He's going to pick up that heart container.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be aiming for Paradox Cave first, because you still need that mirror to get into Laser Bridge.
That's
They can
right.
check Mimic Cave.
Yeah, very convenient to be able to just walk right into Mimic Cave and not have to worry about it.
Thankfully.
And the chest contains a key.
Oh,
Well, that's a good key.
yeah. I mean, anyone that wants to go down there and open up that back door, go right ahead.
This is an all doors seed, right?
It is now.
Mandate that all doors must be opened.
Yeah, I'll type that in SRL real quick. Hold on. Let's see. I think this one was desert. Yeah, that's
That
what it
is
was.
desert. No castle tower key yet, so you can't see what's behind door number 2.
Hopefully nothing too crucial, because that's a bit of a walk back.
It is, but if they have to do it, they have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are in Paradox. I missed the first 2 chests, but these are the 5 that I really want to see. Because that's a lot of items. We have a heart container.
Ooh,
There is a big key to Tower of Hera.
nice.
That is the mirror that you were just talking about. And there's some money and some sticks. So I'm going to say this was a successful dip.
Oh, yeah. And how nice of Alazun to be opening up the turtle even though they can't go anywhere. So nice of them.
So now I think Frostbite's going to head Laser Bridge without question.
Oh, I hope so.
I would
And
at this point.
That was a nice bomb jump. Kudos to that. Oh, smart. He's heading over to Hera first since he's got that big key.
And Alisoon is attempting to argue with his son Dead Rock, which doesn't work because it won't change his position.
Oh, that's right. We had the Cane of Samaria up there. Now we can get into Turtle Rock. The front way.
Where was King of Samaria?
On top of Spectacle Rock.
I didn't even see that.
Goodness. Everything is just waiting.
So Alisoon is in Spiral Cave, and since we have the boots, this will be a lot quicker than it might otherwise be.
Mm-hmm. Silly jellyfish. Tricks are for kids.
Sometimes the jellyfish will slow it down a little bit. The ice rod in a chest requiring a specialist to unlock. Thanks a lot!
Man, the hints are on point. Frostbite showing his appreciation there.
Yeah, I left a nice little bomb there. And a couple more for good measure! The quality of the hits, that's his opinion.
Oh, yeah. And thankfully with Tempered Sword, it's going to be making quick work out of that troll dorm upstairs. 3 hits and it's done.
And Alisoon is in the locale of the vanity item, so he will be getting his mirror. After a bop.
And another wonderful hint.
Yeah, thanks for the useful information.
I'm hoping that we actually go the whole race without a useful hint. That'd be so great.
I'd like to see one useful hint, something about caching Gan's Tower.
Yeah.
At least they know what it is before they get there.
Right? The one hint that happens.
Now we know that there has to be, and I believe this is true with Invert Mode as well, there has to be a boots hint, I believe, somewhere in there. So we are going to most likely get to see that boots hint at some point.
Mm-hmm.
If we haven't already. We know where it was. It was the Super Buddy Cave.
Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and get that hint in Desert Palace. Be like, hey, you need to get the boots to get this treasure here.
Or the Turtle Rock entrance.
Oh, that would be funny. Go back to the cave to the left to get the boots. Oh, that is true. We did get a hint about a unique item.
Okay, we did get that. Okay, so we have seen that.
However, I have seen where they say unique item and then the boots in the same thing, so it is possible to get that second hint.
Hints can be duplicated. It is possible to do that just at random. That would qualify as a boots hint, but I have seen duplicate hints, especially here in Tower of Hera before. I have a clip of me noticing that once, duplicate hints in Tower of Hera. So, yeah, it does happen, and we could get a second boots hint just at random.
We got something awesome.
I'm hearing someone's phone.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me or not. No, that's not me. Unless I'm getting some weird sound wave.
That might have been the audio. We should probably switch the audio over if we can.
Oh, got it.
Oh, what was it? I was distracted by that. Didn't even pay attention to Laser Bridge after all that. I saw 20 bucks in the last chest there.
I saw silvers. That was a cool thing.
Yeah, I did see silvers too. That's right. I didn't see anything else though.
Nah, I didn't see anything of importance.
So this prospect is doing something you normally don't get to do in a regular seed. He's going backwards through Turtle Rock, ladies and gentlemen. This is something you can only do in inverted mode, or any mode where you can get to Turtle Rock's back entrance, like you know, Crossworlds, Keys, or something like that, like Entrance Shuffle. So in regular seed, you can't do this.
It is pretty fun to watch, though. I like going through doors that are still locked.
Yeah, you don't even waste the key doing it.
Right?
You would think that the key would be door would be locked on both sides, but no.
Must be flimsy doors, I tell you what.
Yeah, it must be really weird.
Oh, and Allison getting the crystal off of Trolldorm there. Couldn't tell if it was a 5/6 or if it was a normal crystal. Nope, it was a normal.
It was not. It was a normal crystal. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm betting then our 5/6 is gonna be, I'm gonna say pod and swamp. Just
Yeah, we didn't see swamp yet. It could be, I guess.
yeah, because I know we saw Skullwoods and we saw Ice Palette. So I mean,
Palace of Darkness is definitely a 5/6 crystal. It's not marked on our tracker as a 5/6 crystal. It is a separate icon for our tracker's benefit that can be marked. Same with the sorry.
Oh, I was agreeing with you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and the green pendant was in Misery Mire, which also has a separate icon. So just for our tracker's benefit, that is a different icon on there. We'll try and get that fixed up in a moment.
Ooh, and yeah, that was one thing I just missed there. We got the butter sword already. Oof. Ganon's gonna be hurting. Oh, snap. We got our fire sword. I mean, spear. I mean, flame.
You mean butter?
Yeah. It's the rod that likes to shoot sparks.
It also slices bacon very nicely. Thick and buttery.
Well, I mean, we can kill Trinix now, so... I mean, why not? Whoops. Frostbite just a little bit off there with the geometry. Man, Seed is just handing out weapons left and right, but not giving us much in the way of defense.
Not really, no.
Ah, and that butter sword just melts things like butter.
Who knew?
I'm just glad I don't have a camera on me right now.
Now, for most combat, the difference between Bacon Sword and Butter Sword doesn't make much of a difference. But it's really for Ganon where it matters. So if you stumble into it, you'd be like, oh, thanks for the easy Ganon fight.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we can thank Trinex for the easy 20 bucks and the red pendant.
Indeed. Not that we really need the red pendant.
Nah. But you know, we do have the items to complete all the pendant dungeons. So...
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I take that back. We don't have the bacon coin yet.
That's right.
We're close, though.
You were going to suggest it could be a pedestal seed, weren't you?
I really, really, really wanted to.
You really want those flippers to be on the pedestal, don't you?
Oh, yes. I'm not sure what Frostbite was doing there exactly, but, you know, at least he's doubly sure the door is open now.
Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think we saw anything locked behind the flipper that we need, so... Those flippers could be on the pedestal, ladies and gentlemen.
That it could be.
Or they could be in the dig spot, which is what that shovel would be useful for.
Yeah. Because we've got almost every... Yeah, we've got all the other fetch quests out of the way. Well, no, I mean, unless you want to count the tablets.
But I thought we said there could never be anything on the tablet until there is.
Exactly. So they're worthless until the very point where they're not.
Exactly.
And that falling animation, I love it. That's one thing that most people don't get enough props for, but props to all the sprite makers of this game. That is just fantastic. Oh
what was that about a bacon coin?
Oh my gosh. Alright, Misery Miner time. Let's do it. No more beating around the bush there, Frostbite. You've already got the magic. Oh, he's going for the hand.
A map is above the post. Thank you. Useful information.
Another
At least it wasn't
wonderful
the.
hint.
At least it wasn't our hint for the entrance key.
Oh man.
To be honest, that'd be a hilarious hint.
Oh yeah. Oh good, looks like Alzun is going back in as well. Recognizes that there's plenty of stuff to get.
I didn't notice. Did they go to Chain Chomp Room, or did Frostbite do that?
The Spike Cave?
No, Chain Chomp Room.
Oh yes, that's where the fire
he
rod
did.
was. Mhm.
Oh yeah. The what?
The fire rod.
Oh, the fire rod was there. Okay. I forgot. I didn't remember if they did that room or not.
Yep. The wonderful stick that shoots sparks.
So the pepper jar.
Gotta make sure you enunciate when you say that. Be very bad. Well, unfortunately, Frostbite's about to figure out that there's nothing too grand in this chest here. But the real question, will he get the book?
Well, the only thing that could be on the tablet now that would be of use, I believe, is the flippers. I think he has everything else he needs.
Yeah, Flippers is pretty much go mode, because once we get the book, then... I mean, we're in for sure go mode. Oh no, I was wrong! It was Skull Woods. Skull Woods and Pod are the 5-6 crystals.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm sorry, I failed. Interesting to see. Oh, okay, we are getting a Spike Cave check. Very nice.
At least we can rule this out. And since Frostbite, I think, skipped that, if Alice finds the flippers here, we know that that's a bad mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You need some invincibility now, or some potion. Nope, you use the invincibility.
And what do we got?
Not flippers.
Just some vampire skewers. Oh, that's right, this is Keysanity. We are still technically missing big keys. But semantics, it's fine. Nobody needs big keys.
Who needs big keys anyway?
All right,
Oh, wait.
we'll just go ahead and label this into two different things. We've got item go mode and key go mode. Once you've got both, that's true go mode.
Yeah, we need to remember there are keys here too, yeah.
See, it works because that's the Triforce of go mode.
But by that logic, that also means that there could be a couple of big keys on the pedestal too. For example, the, let's just see what we have left. Swamp House big key. In fact, I don't think we've seen the Swamp House small
no, that's
key.
in Thieves Town. Swamp House
Swamp
big
House.
key is in Thieves. We got
No,
that.
Swamp House small key, I'm saying. That could be on the pedestal.
Yes.
We
that
can
is a
have
true good one.
the Turtle Rock big key. That has not been found. I don't think did we get a hint
No,
for that though?
That was. The Turtle Rock big key was found. Oh, wait.
Well, I said Thieves Town.
Yeah, it was found. Yeah, because that one was in Thieves Town. Or wait. Now I'm confused. The storm.
Neither
I'm
runner
going
has
on
the Thieves
storm.
Town one.
Yeah, whichever one is in Thieves Town, we know that.
But that's a pedestal. That can't be on the pedestal. And Ice Rod doesn't matter. Misery Mire is a pedant. So yeah, it's the Flippers and the Skullwoods big key that we're really looking for.
Mhm.
Or small key. Small
And
key.
thank you, Woolkicks, for pointing that out. Turtle Rock Big Key was actually in the Dark Cross.
It was.
So we're good on that. That does explain why they were able to open up the big chest.
And
Makes
meanwhile, Allison has picked up some reading material.
Ellison is now literate.
Yay! Maybe we can take some of those college courses from me or something.
Eh. Oh, and it's off to Skullwoods.
Actually, now I think about it, now, hold on a second. No, Skullwood's big key would not mean anything unless the Flippers are in the big chest.
Yeah. That would be the trolliest of trolley seeds. Please let it happen.
Oh no, just make the Swamp Palace small key. I won't complain. Well, everyone give Alice a hand.
I think Frostbite's going back in thinking, hey, I forgot what was over in Lost Woods. Oh wait, that's right, it was worthless. I'm dipping back in for the last item.
Alisoon is going to head over to Mothula.
Pick up some of that wonderful magic. Fall into a pit.
And yep, that's a stylish fall. I don't think he intended. Well, I guess he intended to do that.
Oh yeah, totally intentional. Totally.
So now time to light some fire. He's gonna run out of magic. Oh, he got a little more,
Ooh.
thankfully.
Perfect. And you know, with Butter Sword, it's gonna be no problem against Mothula. Now, funny thing against that, apparently in the coding with Mothula, because he's our favorite boss of all time, Butter Sword is supposed to actually do 0 damage to him in the original, but they changed it, I believe, in this one. So it does tempered sword damage.
The reason because they were using the Butter Sword on the spikes is what the reason was for that. So they had to make sure it did 0 damage because you're not supposed to have the Butter Sword when you get here.
Yep.
Frostbite is soon going to be able to read.
Yay.
Worth knowing that there is some excellent reading material in the book. I especially suggest the chapter on Hyrule history. It's very, very notable.
And chat does bring up a good point. What exactly stops you from having the Butter Sword in the normal game here? Because you only require the tempered and the 5-6 crystals to get the Butter Sword. So, would it be feasible to have that in the normal game?
The 5-6 crystals are in the Ice Palace and Misery Mire in the vanilla game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to complete both of those in order to get the Butter Sword.
Yeah. But isn't it feasible that you could actually skip Skull Woods and still progress through Ice Palace and Misery Mire?
You're saying in terms of not fight Mothula. You have to get... What is in the Skullwoods big chest in the normal games? I think he gives you the big key in vanilla, doesn't he? No, he gives you a heart. No, he gives you the heart container.
Yeah, it's
that wouldn't
the
be
fire rod.
It's the fire rod.
So yeah, it should be feasible to actually fight him with the Butter Sword. I just...
Well, I'm trying to remember where Bombos is the vanilla game. That's on...
Bombo's tablet.
Oh, it's on the Bombos tablet?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get that without fighting Mothula, I guess. It might be possible.
True, yeah.
It might be possible.
Dang it, now I gotta play NMG.
Clearly they don't expect players to... Yeah, our Dragger Wong is in the chat. Clearly you guys have played too much Rando. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Rando.
Uh-huh. I think the last time I actually played this vanilla was like 20 years ago.
Well, I actually found all my Super Nintendo games recently, and I just realized as I was going through them, I never actually had a copy of Link to the Past. I actually played it in other formats. I never actually owned the vanilla Link to the Past. I need to get it from a thrift store sometime.
Shame on you. You should. Thankfully, I was raised in a family of video gamers, so my mother really, really made sure I had all the stuff.
Well, my family was never really the video gamer type of family. The Skullwoods Big Key is underwater. Thank you. Um, my family was never into the video games back when I was younger, but now I won't go into details, but I have relatives who play games on their iPads and Facebook all the time, and they at least have an understanding of the gaming culture now a little bit. They don't, not fully of esports, but they were curious about when they saw news stories about it last year.
Ah, gotcha. Well, hey, that's progress. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they're going a little bit in that direction now. Unfortunately, I've already moved out, so it doesn't benefit me now.
Oh. Hey, you're benefiting the good of society by making sure they're into game culture.
Yeah. Now that I'm out of there, they're like, what are these games he's looking at?
Oh, well, we're coming up on our first Len Molasses fight.
Yeah, so this is video game logic. They light 4 torches and a wall moves. It is a very questionable how that can be the case, and this is where the old man's probably going to make an appearance and tell me to...
Don't question Nintendo logic!
Yeah, I get it.
Oh my. Well, that was a quick fight. Good on Frostbite there. Got the $20 and a crystal.
That was a very good fight, and Alice is also refusing to question Nintendo logic.
Mm-hmm. Now, another good question from the chat there. So, with the Skullwoods Big Key being underwater, what would that refer to other than stuff we've seen? We've seen Zora, we've seen Catfish, and we've seen Underneath the Dam. So, is that referring to inside Swamp Palace?
I thought those were the only 3.
I think the other one that could be questioned as underwater is the 2 rooms in the irrigation, or whatever.
Is the what? Sorry?
The 2 chests. I don't know what it's actually called. I call it the irrigation room. It's where you flip the switch, drain the water, go down.
Oh yeah, in Swamp Palace it is. It has to be.
Well, that's true. Waterfall caves would also be technically underwater. More like behind water.
No, it's above water. You just have to swim through water to get it.
Yeah. We've already seen those. So, logically speaking, it could just be in Swamp.
Yeah, I think you're right on Swamp. And Alice is going to do the much necessary check of the tablet because he obviously wanted the book earlier, went through Old Man Cave by accident instead, so had to make a second trip to actually get the book. And will it be worth his time? Well, for part of a balanced breakfast, yes.
Yep. Collect some more and we can make a pie.
Pie.
And our first check into Misery Mire, it happens to be a wonderful compass to Thieves Town.
Because we need that.
Darn tootin'.
You need all the compasses.
Ooh, let's see where Alazun is going. I think we got our pod play.
Oh boy!
Yes, and thankfully, as this chat is pointing out, the hobo is not underwater. Otherwise, I'd have to really... Oh, dang it, the pet seed's dead.
Well, with that, let me just do a quick analysis here. The Swamp Palace Big Key... The Swamp Palace Big Key is not needed, but the small key still is. So we are not in go mode yet. The Swamp Palace small key is what he needs, or what we need to find, to know that the pedestal is not going to come into play today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the GT Big Key. Let's not forget that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, GT Big Key could still be French vanilla.
It could be. It could be in GT. And by the way, I think in Keysanity modes, one of the hints has to refer to Gan's Tower Big Key at some point. And I don't think we've seen that yet.
Nope, we have not. Still looking for that Evil's Bane.
And it could be, and that hint cowl that refers to that could be over in the Dark World shopping mall, which means we may not see that hint. So it might be worthwhile if we get to the point that we find the Swamp Pile small key and all the crystals are done. Go check that hint tile in Dark Pile shopping mall, and maybe the White Agham's Tower if there's one there, and see if you can confirm where that is to save you searching a whole bunch of chests you don't need to be searching.
Exactly. So we got 216 chests to go, and one of them's got to have the big key.
And it can be in any of those chests except for the ones upstairs in Gan's Tower, and that's it. It can be anywhere else in the game.
Allison kind of running back and forth, wanted to go ahead and fake out that mimic there. Ooh. Oh, just another pod.
Small key.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot to count Palace of Darkness keys as well, but now that he has 5 of those, I'd say he's good for those.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, that's how many I need to complete the dungeon, and if I can complete the dungeon with 5 keys, anybody can. I love what someone in chat just pointed out and says, yeah, we've also got the GT Big Chest, of course. I would love it if that had the GT Big Key, but unfortunately Logic says no.
Oh yeah, he's pointing out the fact that I said it could be anywhere except upstairs. Yeah, that can't be the big key. Brewers is correct, or JP is correct about that one.
Oh, that is one thing that we need to go ahead and have on on this channel, though.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying we need a logicless run on Speed Gaming.
But quick question, chat: can the Swamp Pile small key be in GT? It's a crystal, so no. But what can happen, and this is something I have seen happen before, you can have a pendant dungeon big key locking the Ganon's Tower big key. This has happened in Eastern Palace before, with the Armos Knights being the necessary final pendant to get the GT big key off the pedestal, and the Eastern Palace big key was behind the Ice Armos. The irony of this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Do the harder Ice Armors fight to do the regular Armors fight to go get the key to go upstairs.
2 swipes and it's done. I guess we're gonna call Helmasaur here buttered toast.
Yep, I would say the king has been fricasseed.
Dang it! And there's our small swamp key.
Darn.
Man, we're just trying to get these runners to give something more entertaining for everyone, but they're just not listening.
Well, the only thing you can now hope for is that the GT big key is either on the pedestal or locked in a pendant dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So, while we now know the king has the Swamp Pile small key, that would still not put Frostbite into go mode.
And that other hint tells us that the Tower of Hera small key is actually behind the big red bomb. And since we've got a previous hint saying that down in Tower of Hera is nothing but cash, no point in having to go for the big red bomb. We did find Bloomerang, though. That's a plus. Of course, not my favorite Boomerang, but yeah.
Yeah, we need the toy. We need the toys.
Mm-hmm. And hey, in our defense, we were not the ones that actually generated the seed, so...
No, don't blame us.
Uh-uh.
There's a big key of Misery Mire, so the prospect of the GT big key being locked behind something inside Ganon's Tower is slowly fading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all we need now is Thieves Town big key, and then we'll have everything ready.
And you can also get a small key to this dungeon while we're here.
Ooh. And that is the last pod small key, so that's all 6 in play. Ooh.
Now, Alistair only has 4 of the keys, so he's going to do the hammering up to try to save a key here.
Oh, this is one I haven't completed. Let's see if...
Oh, just in time. Just in time. That's the
Bam!
Thieves Town big key. So, yeah, the GT big key is not locked behind an unobtainable big key. We can pretty much confirm that now, I believe.
Hmm. Please let my dreams not be dreams. One of these days, I will have a PED/AGA, if not both, seed that I commentate on. It will happen.
Well, for now, we need to find the GT big key. We know it is somewhere accessible without having to go into GT, or it's in GT itself. It's possible. What I'm sure these runners would really like, though, is a hint to that big key. And I did not catch either hints at Ice Palace. Maybe we had one, I didn't read it.
Oh no,
But,
they were both trash.
okay, there is one more we might be able to get to, though.
Oh, that's true. We've got the one here.
And boing!
Poor Frostbite. Bouncing off of something soft into something spiky.
Some caches against Tower. Did I not call for that hint earlier?
I love that hint so much.
I called for that earlier.
Oh, I swear that's the devs, just perfect bit of ha 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 ha.
You were looking for something useful?
But it was me, Dio.
Unfortunately, that hint's too long for the hint text, otherwise that'd be perfect.
Yeah, it would. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's gonna be much use in Ice Palace unless it's in the big chest or on Cold Stare himself. But let's see if Frostbite can get over there. Thankfully, he's got the hook shot. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have to go the long route. He's gonna be smart and go this way.
Are we gonna get our pedestal check?
Oh,
Ladies
come
and
on,
gentlemen,
come on.
get your pedestal hype in chat. We're gonna get a confirmation if the GT big key is on the pedestal.
Evil Bane! Evil Bane!
The book comes out. Just couch cash. Move right along. Wah, wah, wah.
Chat, how dare you use your psychic abilities against me?
Drat! Foiled again! I'll get you next time, Seed.
Next time, Gadget! Next time! Oh, that was perfect.
Oh, really? Okay, thanks. We're gonna see the half magic and also inside. This is another thing that Frostbite checked while you were gone. So Agnum not required.
I'm always a fan of that half magic too. Ooh,
Oh, it's
there.
convenient though. Yeah, it would be nice to pick it up.
And now with Cold Stare out of the way, we just got Argus and Helmasaur left for Frostbite over there. And since he doesn't know, but he may not have to worry about going over to Thieves Town or Misery Mire. Well, I don't know. Think about it. Thieves Town has the Swamp Palace big key. Wouldn't that be great if GT big key was in the Swamp Palace big chest?
That would be fantastic. Oh,
Chat.
Allison did not get the big bomb hint.
Whoop. Oh, that's because Allison hasn't been to Ice. Which means they're not going to see the Tower of Hera hint either.
Wouldn't it be fun if Ice Palace is the next play?
See, that
Some
was our
cash in
duplicate
Tower of
hint!
Hera.
That was our duplicate hint! Cash is firalocked behind something in Tower of Hera. Cash is in Tower of Hera.
Was there not cash upstairs somewhere? Or anywhere else?
I don't... Maybe? Nah, I'm
It
confused.
might be two separate cash locations.
Oh no, I hope Allison doesn't go to Tower of Hera.
Oh, that's gonna guide him to Tower of Hera. That's for sure gonna get him to Tower of Hera, I think.
Oh no.
Well, he's going a different way.
I'm like, come on, you've got the small key. Go to swamp. It's right there. Nah,
Doing the
thankfully.
witch. Doing the witch.
Ooh, okay, gotcha.
And you can mirror and head back.
And to
This
point it out
bonk is...
for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is a tech. The bonk is for you. You just bonk on the bush, you go back, and you don't have to leave the screen.
Oh, nice.
And you get some potions.
Oh,
And you get a kiss from the lovely witch, and you get your health refilled.
I never knew that. I thought it was just the priest that you had to live on. Oh.
Now, he uses his hands with divine healing power.
Yeah, that's what it is. Now I'm trying to remember, where were the flippers? Because we know Frostbite has them, but Allison doesn't. Explains why, he's not going over to Swamp.
Mire play.
Oh no. So you had to go in there anyway. Well, here's hoping that Allison goes to Mire before Thieves Town.
He's checking the dig spot first. Wasn't worth the time.
Oh yay, making the Mire play.
It's the Mire play. This Mire's for you.
Now for the fun question. Once he has the flips, is he gonna bail?
I don't know where the GT Big Key is, and I don't think you do either, so it's a hard, or he does either, but, so it's a hard call, but until you know where that is, you're not really in go mode.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a big gamble to go on, 22 chests versus however many are still left in the other dungeons.
But to be fair,
around
it's
the world.
a Hyrule Castle, not all the way up the mountain, so chest density could play the key decision here.
True. Pretty easy one to get to.
Meanwhile, Frostbite is fighting the King and trying to convince the King to remove the masses covering his face. He unfortunately did not cooperate, so he had to pry it off, and the King has fallen to the mighty arrow of silver.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that means that the key of wetness has now been acquired by Frostbite.
So now for the moment of truth. Will he go
Ding.
to Swamp as Allison gets the flips?
If the GT Big Key is in the chest down here, this would be one beautiful play.
Now for the fun part. We're going to have Allison go all the way, hopefully, and check to see what's in Misery Mire Big Chest, and quite possibly see what's on Vidi. That may be the play to go with.
Vidi. And it is true, the eyeball milkshake could be hiding the big key. And if you were eating dinner, I apologize. Trust me, it's delicious. The magic mirrors in Paradox Cave. You're not kidding, huh?
Oh, man. I mean, to be fair, you didn't need the mirror to get here.
No.
Frostbite quickly realizing that he was already in the light world.
Now, somewhere there should be a hint that says that the GT Big Key is in GT, so it's actually really surprising that we have not seen that hint yet, if that's what it is.
Oh yeah, I think Wallkicks was pointing that out earlier in chat, basically saying that we've got Swamp, Thieves Town, the one in Aga, and I think that's it actually.
Yeah, there is a Thieves Town one. Will the runners go back and scan the items in Thieves Town while looking for that hint? That might be a good play.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it does waste time if it's
Ooh.
in GT. Ah ha ho!
And there it was.
There it is. It's in Ganon's Tower at 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 15 seconds. Frostbite 3030 is in go mode.
With a little asterisk there saying he knows where it is.
Now we don't have an asterisk. Programming oversight. Technically, right, just to answer a question in chat, someone's saying, is that not no mode? For what he's doing right now, it is go mode. He has everything he needs to get to Ganon's Tower. Once he gets to Ganon's Tower, he does have to look for the big key. But because in standard seeds we still call that go mode, we're going to stick with go mode.
Mm-hmm. And yes, there's only one Ganon Tower small key in play at the moment, which Frostbite has, Alzin doesn't. But realistically, if you can find the big key without using up... Well, if you can at least have one small key when you make the climb, you can get to the top of the tower, because there's one small key that a mini Helmosaur is holding.
I'm being told Frostbite did not get the Misery Mire big key, but something of note here is that the Misery Mire big key would lead to a pendant, which is irrelevant.
Oop. See if we can get the bomb jump. Oh, nope. Try it again.
Someone is suggesting to me this is all dungeons. I don't think that's the case, right?
Nope. Just normal inverted Keysanity.
Yeah, it is regular seeds, so we're doing the normal 7 crystals. Oh yes, because we know the GT Big Key is in Ganon's Tower, that means we will get to play the Big Key guessing game as soon as Frostbite starts making his way to Ganon's Tower, which will be happening in about, or Harrow Castle in this case, which will be happening in about a minute.
Yay! Never a lot that you get to go ahead and play the guessing game in the Keysanity.
So we are now facing off against the mighty Argus, with all of the Argai on its body. So let's see how he handles this. Hookshotting them very nicely. Those Argai didn't stand a chance. He just got them off quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So now that means that Argus is going to try to jump on Frostbite, who basically kills him.
Arr. Also, fun thing to point out, I never knew the Ice Rod could damage Argus.
And by the way, that was a vanilla heart container on Argus as well.
Is this even
Heart! Sorry.
I was waiting for that, honestly.
Heart container! It'll be a long night, folks.
Yeah, we'll use that as the excuse.
So Allison is doing the digging in Ice Palace, which I believe Frostbite has done. Oh, big key game. Quick.
Yep. Alright. Get your guess in
Guess
chat,
quickly,
folks.
you don't have a lot of time. So what do you think it's going to be today, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna?
I'm gonna go with Bob. It's gonna be Bob's chest.
And I'm going with my usual guess of 11, because always. Leaving a little extra time because we were late starting it. And that's that. And look at that. A small key for GT and GT. Who would have thought? And there was a Castle Tower one right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just to clarify, anyone who is a subscriber or a supporter of Speed Gaming in terms of bit donations or subscribing will be able to get their guest account towards our big key guessing game leaderboard here, which... Actually, you know what? No, hold on. I can't use this. I just realized something. This is a daily race. Someone might know where it is, so we can't play this.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. We'll still play for fun. We'll still play for fun. We can't actually register a guest, though.
Oh, I figured you just started it because you wanted to.
I was so excited about being able to play the game on a Keysanity, I didn't even think about that. It's a daily. There's our Ether, and Frostbite, of course, has that, but Allison just got that.
Nothing but small keys on Turtle Rock. Mm.
Oh, good. We can go finish Turtle Rock now.
Yep, and Ice Palace.
Oh, Ice Palace is done. That Troll Rock is done too, technically.
Well, thankfully, Allison is going to be heading over to Swamp real quick. Get that wonderful hint.
And those arrows are just burning away on the torch. Surprised they haven't started a fire by now. You know, that would burn this place down in a hurry. So that means because of the frostbite made, 11 will be the last chest in this room. So 8, 9, 10, 11 coming up here. That's 20 rupees. That's a, well, that's another GT key inside GT. Now we know where the GT keys are hiding. And there is the big key of Evil's Bane. Guess where that was?
Wasn't in Bob's chest, sadly.
No. That was number 11, so I guess I'll keep this coupon for the Troll Rock Hot Springs all for myself. I just will have to make sure I don't use the hot spring, because I think it's guaranteed to burn.
And sorry for the radio silence there. I have my little brother who lives with me, and he really finds things interesting, so he has to tell me about all the things.
Don't worry about it. Allison is getting his hint and going to be very happy.
Oh, yes. Wallkick's pointing out that the guessing game was rigged because Tracker got it first.
Now, it should be noted again, because this is a community race, there are other runners who may already be finishing this seed. We're not going to reveal who they are on stream until we get to, at this point, it looks like Frostbite's Ganon fight and finishing Ganon. And then we'll reveal where he finished. We will catch up from there as to who has finished this race today so far.
Sounds good.
And of course, this assumes that people have finished. There may be no finishers yet. And yes, I know, I'm just not revealing.
Spoilers, jeez.
Exactly. I know if there are or not, I'm just not revealing.
Well, a pretty good gauntlet fight so far. Frostbite's just bulldozing through that.
That was a good gauntlet. Yeah, that was very good.
I love that last room where you can just kind of right through with the arrow, take that quick slash, and dash right on out. And dang,
Frostbite putting his shield to good use.
I don't think the poor molasses worms there had a chance to actually, you know, become green.
No, they didn't get to anything there. And love seeing the Moldorm room, or I mean the Wizrobe room done very cleanly like that.
Oh yeah. Love it when it's just first round, just boom, boom, gone. I do like the way Frostbite did that. I'm gonna have to start copying that.
Allison finding his blue mail. Frostbite did not pick that up, apparently.
Oh my, so it looks like Allison's got a little bit more defense to work with.
We'll have to see if we can get a verification on the tracker here, but he may not have picked up Waterfall Chest thinking he was in go mode.
I don't think he did. The sprite looks pretty much close to
he
the
didn't.
same.
He didn't. So Allison is now going to do his own fight of Argus. The best fish and chips in town, cause so good it'll eat you.
Oh my. Ooh. Oh, that was a quick fight with Trolldorm there. Sorry, Trolldorm 2.
I didn't see him. There was a boss there?
Apparently. No! Frostbite! What are you doing? Go back! You're... No!
Nah, he's got everything he needs. I'll allow it. He's got everything he needs.
Stop forfeiting the race and open that chest!
Okay, that's... Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that.
I've got my eye on you,
Oh.
Frostbite.
Easy double here.
Nice.
That was a
Ooh.
single, I believe.
Yep.
So
Got
this
blue
is
ball.
this is the triangle fight. We test your geometry here. So far, double,
Kinda too.
single, double. That's passable.
Ouch. Got a
That
little
was
too close there.
that's he's gonna lose marks for that. Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
there he goes. So was that 202101?
21201, I believe.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to say that that was probably. I'll give him a C plus.
I will forego my rating due to my frustration of not being validated.
So both runners have are now crossing the same point. Unfortunately, one has a cuckoo hole to fall into, the other doesn't. And again, it says today, if you were a burrito, what kind of burrito would you be? Me, I fancy I would be a spicy,
Barbacoa.
spicy something. Spicy barbacoa burrito. Well, what kind of burrito would you be, Tuna? A tuna burrito?
Oh yeah, seared ahi. Cannibalism? Nah. Not a problem.
I ate lots of chicken, so I'd probably be a chicken burrito.
Oh, and that is a cool thing I wanted to point out there. I think Frostbite did it as well, but earlier Allison, when he was entering Ganon's tower, bonked across the door frame, and oh wow, first one for Allison. Good on.
Yeah, that was
him.
number 2. He went full left.
Oh, nice. That was quick. But yeah, if you bonk against the door and inverted, it skips the cutscene.
There you go.
Your bit of pro play right there. Nice
Because
double for Frostbite.
these runners know this game, or these programmers did not have the foresight to think we might actually play the game this way someday.
Right?
They should have known that we would find a way to hack the game 30 years later. Or whatever they want to call it.
And get your GGs in chat for Frostbite. Coming up right now, and he's cleared.
So the Triforce today says, and we're going to catch up the results in a second here. The Triforce says, yeah.
Must have heard your Argus pun.
Yeah. So that was a finish for Frostbite, our first restream runner to finish. And that was a time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 55 seconds, which is good enough today for 5th place. 5th place. Let's go up the finishers in order here. We have Salty Fry finishing in 4th place with apparently a personal best, apparently, for this mode of 140-117. Might probably done better in other seeds, but for SRL anyway. Hitsuyan 1337 finished in 3rd place with a 137.09, which was not very much beaten by Dracaris in 2nd place with a 137.01. Meanwhile, the winner of the race with a 136.09, very close for the top 3. 136.09. The winner of the race today is Big Dunka. Get your GGs in chat for all of them. And we'll confirm other finishers as they come down the pipeline here, so to speak. In fact, right now I can now confirm R.D. Walsh, 6th place with a time of 143.08.
Very nice. I would like to point out one of the runners here, just because that's an amazing improvement. Itzian 1337 finished his 3rd place at 137.09. 41 minutes and 46 second improvement from their personal best. So kudos to him.
Now, that's probably just for SRL. It could be they just practiced a lot since his last SRL race, but like you said, that shows great improvement. So that is, again, kudos to him, as you said. And Frostbite, actually, I was dragging him in, but someone beat me too. He just joined us here. So Frostbite is now with us in the room. How are you doing? Good GG.
I'm doing great, Cyclone. Thank you. It was a really fun seed, and I have more emotions about the ice rod in this seed than I think I've had about like my last 3 in real life relationships. So it was great.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I found it on the purple chest, and I felt like, oh, this is good. This is in a horrible spot, and then in Hera, there's a hint for the ice rod, and then it was just a big waste of time in the end anyway. So, all you had to do was go in there, get your Quake medallion, go into Mire, get your flippers, and go motives there, basically, right? So
No, you didn't need to do Turtle Rock at all. That'd be perfect if it was not a pendant.
Well, you had to get the Quake medallion, I think, right? Or was Meyer Bombos? I can't remember. Meyer was Quake. You had to get Quake out of the front right of Turtle Rock. It was behind the Firelock side. And the Fire Rod was in Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Yep.
So, had to make you dip quite a long way in there.
Yeah, it was funny. So, like, I like, what I do in Keysanity, I try and sort of, like, avoid places that are kind of out of the way when I don't have everything I can do to clear them. And I know it leads to bottlenecks sometimes, but I really, really wanted to find the big key to Tower of Hera before I went up Death Mountain, which is why I basically full cleared the lower ground, because Death Mountain is such a pain and inverted that I don't want to go up there. Cleared out, because I could have got there as soon as I found the Moon Pearl, but then I figured I'm going to have to come up here to clear Tower of Hera likely anyways, and of course the silly thing was sitting in Paradox Cave the whole time, so I ended up doing all these terrible lower world treks trying to mitigate that. But no, it was really fun. I loved the end game. I knew I was looking for only those 2 keys, and I was hunting the hint for the GT big key, and I was looking for the Swamp Palace small key, and I figured I'm going to pod. I'm going to rush the boss. If I run into it on the way, I'm going straight to Swamp and checking the hint. And if it tells me it's back in pod, well, so be it. I'll go back. But it just worked out so perfectly. Boom. Boss drops the key. Boom. Hint in the front of Swamp Palace. Go mode. And it's done.
Just to confirm, for those who want to know, by the way, Alison did open that chest that you did not open on Moldorm 2. Stole the piece of his heart. So we know it was in that chest now. Nice triple from Alison there on Aghanim 2. Not the first attack there, but nice triple nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a funny GT because it was like a vanilla GT. I think I found 3 GT small keys and the big key inside GT.
Mm-hmm. It was. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Is
were
this
all
even
excited
randomized?
about that hint, right?
Oh god, yeah. Well, I knew it had to be that one or the Agate Tower hint, and I couldn't get the Agate Tower hint without the other silly key, so... Because I checked all the rest of them. I made that secondary trip over to the Ice Rod Cave area just because I was like, I'm probably going to go to GT as my first option no matter what. As soon as I'm in GT go mode, I'm going to go there. But it would be nice to know it's there.
Well, as a kind of a convenience, the Castle Tower small key was in Ganon's Tower, so you didn't even have to worry about it.
That's not surprising. I picked up so many small keys in Ganon's Tower, it was just a blur. I was not reading what they were. I was like, nope. Okay, here it is. But it was funny also, it was kind of another seed where it's like, you know the item you're looking for the whole time, right? So seeing that book on the Bumper Cave ledge, I mean, it was just basically, okay, and I found the cape really fast in Eastern Palace. I'm assuming Allison probably went to Eastern Palace very early. The seed was signaling over there. And then I mean, man, if I'd have gone up to Death Mountain earlier, the seed could have been, I could have joined the PB train in chat that everyone else seemed to be joining in this seed, and I unfortunately did not get an inverted Keysanity PP with this time. So, but it was a super fun seed. I think I played pretty well. My execution was a lot better than it normally is. I'm normally okay, but I felt I was a lot cleaner in certain areas than I have been previously. I felt my Argus fight was pretty good, and you know, it was a super fun seed. Happy to farm Allison again in inverted Keysanity because we had a matchup in the Challenge Cup. The secondary tournament, we were in the same group and we played inverted Keysanity, and I farmed him that time as well. So
it's kind of like a rematch then for you too.
Yeah, and he's a good friend of mine too, so we're just joking. So.
Speaking of which, he's in the Ganon fight right now. He's now got Ganon in Temper Tantrum mode himself here, so we're gonna quickly follow the end of his fight here as he is dealing with a little bit of a warpy Ganon right now. And going for hit number 4. Sorry?
Big Pig was not having it earlier.
Yeah, he's a little bit warpy today. Very warp happy, but now he's going to go one at a time and give us a chance to cook him with those nice juicy silver arrows.
Which, by the way, I gotta say, that was a fantastic double-double on that Frostbite.
Thank you, it worked out quite well. I took some damage I didn't intend to take. I was a little sloppy in the first couple phases, but you know, with Gold Sword you can afford to be sloppy, and with 2 blue potions, so yeah, I'm a chicken. I was filling up those blue potions before I went into Ice Palace. No chance about dying in there.
Oh, Allison just had a weird scenario. He was going to light the second torch, But ended up hitting Gannon instead, and that actually turned him silver, and he was still trying to light the torch and had to run to get his silver arrows out.
Whoops.
Anyway, he has finished the fight now, and let's catch up the finishers here. We're going to go now. 7th place was Matt 7898 with a 144.04. 8th place was Wayne with a 144.25, so he started coming in a little bit quickly there. That's also an improvement for this mode for him, apparently, according to SRL. And Actaboker was 9th place with a 146.14, and then Alisoon 10th place with 149.39 to round out our top 10. So 2 members of our top 10 featured on stream out this race of 20 runners today.
Not bad at all.
We'll see if he wants to join us.
Hey guys!
That would be a yes.
Really sorry that my stream cut out there after Moldorm 2. Nobody got to see what happened afterwards.
No, we didn't.
I actually didn't catch that.
Yeah, it worked, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
No. I. You know what? Fly to me, okay? Please. I need this right now.
Oh yeah, that was weird, man. Your stream just went all black after Trolldorm 2. It's the darndest thing.
It was doing some weird green things there, you know?
You're fine, buddy. GG, Alex.
GG's. Congrats on taking the rematch.
Thank you.
Did you tell them that this was a rematch?
I did.
He did.
I have a question for you. Did you check pod, or did you go so late as I did that I got the swamp key and I just bailed the heck out of there?
I got the swamp key, but I did not bail the heck out of there. I went back in because it seemed like the most likely place to have my flippers still at that point.
Oh.
Which is what I was missing, along with the big key. And since I didn't go into swamp, I didn't have the hint, so I was kind of half go moding, half not, even after getting my flippers until I finally went into swamp.
That makes sense. I got the flippers. I don't want to say like super early, but I feel it was probably pretty early from this stream. I had a sense as soon as I Meyer, I was over there. I had 2 small keys from Meyer. I figured there's probably a third one out there, or if not, the big one's locked behind what's behind there, and then that's in logic. And so I kind of I do my Meyer routing when I don't have the big key, where I go check the bridge chest so I don't forget it, and then I go left side and then back right. And so I was there fairly early, but that led to me go moding ice completely. But it helped me because I only checked 3 chests in pod, including the boss. So I mean, my clear white was 148, which is pretty dang good for a Keysanity seed.
Yeah. I don't know what mine's at, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be in the mid 160s probably.
Yeah.
If not a little higher.
Makes sense, because pod, you get 5 minutes, that's 10 more checks right there, right? So.
Yeah.
That's a lot of items in pods, usually a good
I would
gamble.
kind of guess, other than those I felt really good about, and I'm really upset because I had the same sense you did, particularly about left side Meyer.
Yeah.
Because
that's right.
Interestingly enough, in race chat directly before this, we were having a discussion about what the key logic is in Meyer, and I believe it's that you need all 3 small keys to unlock Meyer. And so once I found that Quake and Turtle Rock, I'm like, oh, I've got a sense something is here, and kind of pushed it off for a while and didn't follow it, and wish I had.
Yeah, I think that caveat about the 3 keys is if the big key is on the left side, maybe, and or the item, like this case, I bet the flippers might have led to the big key eventually.
It did not.
Oh, where was that? I never found it.
The big key for both Thieves Town and Misery Mire were sitting in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
So I then followed my Misery Mire play by rushing to check Ped, because something started feeling real fishy at that point. And of course it was not.
Yeah. I considered picking up the book and then going to Skullwoods before Ped, but I just figured it's so unlikely to be on Ped. If I have to crawl back there later, I'll do it.
Yeah. I do kind of wish I never grabbed the key in Lake Hylia, and I kind of want to know what it is. Was it pod or was it GT? It
was a pod key, I think. You gotta. What you do in that strat? Because I got everything. Well, I guess what I had done is when I went and I had some silly routing. I got the myths and the mushroom in CAC, and I just bailed out and ran right over and pulled the King's Tomb and checked the mushroom spot and checked Zora. So, and the reason I did that is because if you have checked Zora and the Zora Ledge and you know you don't want to go there, when you go back around to the Zora area, what I did was I water walked to the island, saw it was a small key, went and got the old man, then I fake flippered up through the portal into the waterfall cave, and then I ran back down and then back up onto the island to grab the small key.
Oh, so yeah, I did the same thing you did, but I didn't do the Zora check.
Yeah.
And so I went straight from there to Eastern.
I'll interrupt for a second because you were saying you think it was a Palace Darkness key. That was your one Ganon Tower.
Oh, it was.
Key that you found before going to Ganon Tower. I actually literally, as you were talking about it, I literally pulled up the clip on the video. I managed to zero right in on it. So it was around 42 minutes or so into the race that started. So it was, it's right there. Gan's Tower, small key was on the island.
I would say I left it because I figured I wasn't going to need it, but the one thing that would have been very interesting about it if it was the pod key is that it meant that those big keys I got were flipper locked. It would have killed the possibility of the flippers being on PED, which was a very real possibility in my mind at the time.
And which is what everyone was hoping for. I mean, by everyone, I mean us and Cyclone.
Oh, say that.
You mean mostly you. I was just saying it could happen.
But Frostbite, did you check the hint and swamp early, or did you just kind of push it off?
I did not. I never do.
Okay.
I did check every other hint though, except for the one in Aga Tower.
I checked the Meyer hint after getting my flippers and theoretically being in pre-GT Go mode, because I still hadn't found. So I did the cutscene chest to get the Meyer hint. Then I did Ice Palace first, because I'm like, oh, well, there's 3 hints here compared to 1 hint in Swamp, and did this really sort of janky right-side skipping Ice Palace route, where I was checking all the hints, and I'm like, okay, well, that was unlucky. It was most likely an Ice. I guess I'll check Swamp, though, since I'm here. And, of course, it was right there.
Yeah.
I thought very hard as soon as I got those flippers about just go-moding and assuming I was going to find it in GT. But I didn't quite have the bravery to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting because like if you're playing an all dungeons or something like that, where it's much less likely that you're gonna actually find the hint for your item, right? You're probably better off just going right to GT. But I figured, I know that one of these 2 hints that are left in this game is for the Ganon's Tower big key, so I'm checking it, and if it's there, like I said before you joined. That's why I noped out a pod. I figure I'm gonna go. At worst, the silliest thing is that I check that hit and it tells me the big key's in pod, and I skulk back there. But with it saying it was in GT, I was like, all right, full speed ahead. Let's get out of this thing. So no,
interestingly, I'm a little ahead of the stream here, obviously. Yeah. So I'm gonna end up with a 151 collection rate, which is much lower than I would have expected.
Yeah, it was a pretty free seed if you made the right choices. I guess that's a lot of the time the case, but it was very I don't know. I found a lot of items pretty quickly, and then by making the Turtle Rock play fairly early, that gave me the Fire Rod, which sort of seemed to let me get into a lot of different places. So
yeah, I think this was a very good seed for people who play a lot of Keysanity, and for people who play a good amount of Inverted, because there were certain sort of things that you do all the time in Inverted that a normal person maybe doesn't see in Seed. So things like damage boosting to Hookshot Cave so you can get the bounty of items there. Then turning around, I was really happy with, I grabbed my Desert Palace big key, which I felt really happy about. On that second dive when I went back to sort of do the Turtle Rock area. But like that, you could just kind of really nicely route things together. I didn't necessarily do a 100% great job on the seed, but the seed felt very good to me in terms of how it feels when you play it.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, it's always good when you're not thinking, oh crap, I gotta go find Mothville with 4 hearts and I'm on restream. But you know, the beginning was super linear if you did the sort of routing I do, which is sort of the Skullwood type cave, Thieves Town, go wherever you go from there. And then that basically meant I just went right and got whatever was on the pyramid. Might have been that, I can't remember what it was, glove or something like that. And then
it was the glove on pyramid.
Right up the mountain, got the hook shot. And yeah, that's all she wrote. The only thing I regret is I wish I would have chose to go right up Death Mountain instead of literally checking everything on the lower world before going up Death Mountain and finding the mirror.
I did pretty much the same thing, partly because I didn't want to have to make an extra trip up there specifically for Hera.
That's funny.
It's not obvious, I think, if you don't play a lot of Keysanity, and especially a lot of inverted Keysanity, but that's a really nasty placement. Because it's one of those things that you want to be conservative with going to Death Mountain because that climb is very expensive, time-wise.
Yeah, that's funny. That's exactly what I said when I was explaining what my decisions earlier, and it's one of those sort of hard stops for me. It's like I'll go into Mire without being able to check 4 chests, but I hate Death Mountain in inverted. It kills me so many times because I get greedy and I skip things, and I want to go up there once. Basically, is my thought process.
I would say I'm happy going up there once early, especially if
you have to.
When I saw that lamp right at the start, I'm like, okay, well, progression's either in the back of Pod or in Death Mountain somewhere.
Yeah,
because inverted key seeds very early on really telegraph where the progression is going to be. And it's actually a thing I kind of like about it because you don't do a bunch of stuff that you don't need to do and get baited and pulled all the way around.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I did not like pulling Bombos out of the first chest.
I will say, that was the reason I felt pretty strongly that Fire Rod was going to be in Turtle Rock. Or I felt something was going to be in the front of Turtle Rock there.
Yeah.
Was because of that Bombos pull and because I had taken so long and well, Bombos and then we have 2 Mire keys right away. At least though, when I saw Quake on Mire, I'm like, okay, maybe not quite as fast on the Mire play. Yeah, I agree. Bombos is a very scary item to see right away.
Yeah.
Case.
Yeah,
we should probably start wrapping up here because we've been going for a little while here. Any last thoughts?
No, just GG again to Allison and Cyclone and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Did I get that right? Thanks for giving the call, and thanks to Wallkicks and Tony for the tracking and everyone else involved in Speed Games and put it on, and frankly picking both of our favorite mode.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I introduced Frostbite to this mode when we had our tournament race.
Possibly. I might have been playing it before, but I definitely got hooked on it then. So.
I would say, this became my favorite mode in that tournament, other than Cross Keys, and I still really enjoy this mode. I think it's a very underrated gem of a mode.
Okay. Let's go ahead and wrap up, because I want to get over to Speed Gaming 2, as they're just about to start a race over there in something else. It's the only channel on, so I want to get over there before they get started. They actually just started on some Final Fantasy Randomizer. We're going to host into that in just a moment here. But I want to thank all of our runners who took part in the race today on the community race. Obviously, make sure you follow Alice Zune and Frostbite 3030. Their links are in chat, the live Twitch chat. For those who are with us live, Alice Zune is under Alice Zune IRL. If you're looking for him from our YouTube channel, make sure you follow our trackers Wallkicks and Mage1, MAEGE1. My co-commentator was Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. I'm Cyclone GU, and any last thoughts from you, Tuna, before we wrap up?
I want a ped seed so bad.
And for those who want to see more of the daily race series, we do have standard and open mode tomorrow. We also have some other races that are going to be going on, which I'm going to try and find very quickly here. We have some spoiler log tournament races that are going to be going on tomorrow at 7 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. specifically. They're going to see the spoiler log. They're going to try to route it fast. We have some Link to the Past Randomizer League playoff action going on. So the first week of the playoffs. Check that out starting 2:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow. 2:30 and 7 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow. There are other events on the Speed Gaming schedule. ! Schedule or speedgaming.org/schedule will get you there. ! Schedule in the live chat. I want to wish everyone a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6. We're going to make our way to Speed Gaming 2 in the live channel to join the Final Fantasy Randomizer that just started. Those watching on YouTube, next in this playlist will be another race in the daily race series. Unless anyone has any last thoughts, have a great night, everyone. And thank you for watching. And may not all your seeds be pet seeds. Good night.
Bye, everybody.